Hi everyone. In today's video, we will be discussing about while loop in programming, and I'll show you how it will work with practical coding example. To understand how a while loop will work, let's start with some simple scenario. Imagine I want to perform a repetitive action like opening a browser and entering a password and logging into an application. Now, if this action will happen only once, then I do not want to use any looping condition inside my program. But if I wanted to repeat this action multiple times, that's where loops will be useful. In programming, there are different types of loops such as while loop, do while loops, and for loops. This video will particularly focus on using while loop. While loop will allow us to repeatedly perform an action as long as a certain condition is true. So we have the syntax for using your while loop. You have your while keyword, you have parenthesis, your Boolean expression inside your parenthesis, and have your curly braces open and closed, and inside that you put the body of the statements that you wanted to perform the looping over. So now that we saw the syntax of the while loop, let's try to initialize a variable. For example, step one would be, let's use a variable called open window, and I'm going to initialize it to 1. So this variable will help us to track how many times we have opened a window. So first I'm initializing it with 1. So second, what I'll have to do is I wanted to create a while loop condition. Now I want to open the window 5 times, so I'll have to write a while loop with a condition that checks if the open window variable is less than or equals to 5. So the syntax of the while loop begins with while keyword, and inside that you'll have to put your condition, which here is going to be open window less than or equals to 5. That's going to be my condition that I put here. If we are going to refer to the presentation slide that I showed where we have the syntax having Boolean expression. So if you look at this, open window less than or equals to 5 is a Boolean expression, and we have initiated it with value 1. When it comes to here, for initial it is going to be 1 less than or equals to 5 is going to give you true. I'm also typing it as Boolean condition. So now I'll have my curly braces open and put my body of statement, which is going to be opened window plus open window plus time. Inside the loop, I wanted to perform the action of opening the window. We'll simulate that by printing this message, and how many times I wanted that windows has been opened has been tracked with using that variable inside. And here, finally, we'll need to update our open window variable so that it increases by 1 every time. So here at this point of time, the value of the open window is going to be 1. So I will also have to increment my value. So for that, I'm going to use my open window variable with incrementing operator, double plus. If I would not put this condition here, what will happen is the code will get stuck and it will enter into an infinite loop. First, let's just run this program. So while running this program, let's see that the loop starts with open window set to 1. The condition open window less than or equals to 5 is checked. If it is true, the code inside the loop will be running. Yes, it is true because the value is initially 1. So here it is 1 less than or equals to 5. So this gets printed. And then what happens? Now the open window value will become 2 because I've incremented it. So it comes here. 2 is less than or equals to 5. It prints. So open window 2 times gets printed. Then it will be incremented to 3. Gets the statement will get printed with the value 3 as third time. Here it gets incremented to 4, and so on. It gets repeated until this value is going to be 5. So when it is 4, it gets incremented to 5. Then it will come here. 5 less than or equals to 5. This gets printed, and then it will become 6. When it becomes 6, it stops from the loop because the condition is not true anymore. And the while loop here, it gets executed when the condition is true. When it has become false, it comes out of the loop and your program is terminating. Now, one common mistake somebody would do while using a while loop is forgetting to update the variable inside the loop. if we don't put this statement here, it's going to be a never ending loop, for example, because the value of open window is equals to 1 is less than or equals to 5. So this is in a loop because the value is always 1 and it is always lesser than 5. It is always true. In that case, we are giving the chances of the code to run forever. So we'll have to use this incrementing operator over your variable so that you avoid a infinite loop. So make sure that when you use your while loop, you try to use this incrementing or decrementing operator based on your condition. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped you understand how to use the while loop. Feel free to try it out in your own project and let me know if you have any questions in the comment box. Thank you so much again. Bye.